My experience with antidepressants. So I started taking antidepressants about a year ago when I kind of felt like my anxiety was stopping me from doing things. It was affecting my daily life. I felt like it was affecting my body, like my stomach, and affecting my sleep. It was just kind of like always in the back of my mind, no matter what I was doing. I never really felt 100% at peace, no matter what I was doing, and I kind of felt like this would help. I also had bad PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, I'm pretty sure. So that just meant that before I got my period every month, I was really sad. And some people feel like they go crazy. I didn't really feel that way. I just felt like I was really sad and I would get angry very easily. And my doctor told me that antidepressants could help with that as well. So it just kind of felt like the right thing to do with everything I was experiencing. So last year around this time, I started with Lexapro, started on 5 milligrams, went up to 10, and I was on it for a few months. It was fine. I didn't really see how it was like affecting me, but I would get like nauseous randomly throughout the day. And it just kind of felt like it wasn't the right medication for me, and that's totally normal. It happens. It's kind of uncommon to stick with the first one you try. So then I went to my doctor and in May switched to Zoloft, started on 25 milligrams. I'm now on 50, and this has been the perfect dose for me. I feel like my life on Zoloft has just improved so much. It's kind of hard to explain because I just feel like overall my mindset on everything is just more positive. I just feel a lot more positive. I feel a lot more hopeful. I feel like I used to always be a little sad or a little anxious even when I was happy, and now I'm happy even when I'm sad. I just feel like my quality of life has improved so much. I've been enjoying alone time a lot more. I've just been enjoying the mundane, if that makes sense. And I don't know, it's just really impacted my mindset, how I view things, my perspective on life in the best way possible. I would recommend medication to all. If you're considering it, talk to your doctor and see what they have to say. I literally could not recommend it enough to anyone considering. It has improved my life so much. This past year has literally been the best year of my life. I have Zoloft to thank for that, so yeah, okay.
The 4-week update on taking Wellbutrin, bupropion for my depression and my ADHD is that life is worth living today, and I'm extremely fucking happy. That's the update. The update is that every single morning when I get up and I get out of bed, I make myself food. I make myself breakfast and I eat. The update is that I'm back to putting on my makeup and doing things that make me feel good. The update is that I can actually get out of bed in the first place to do these things. The update is that I made a Spotify playlist that makes me feel nothing but euphoria when I play it. The update is that I'm dancing again to music, naked, upstairs in my bedroom with all the fucking windows open. Because I can, and because it makes me happy. The update is that my journaling is no longer anything negative. The update is that I'm a better mom. The update is that life just shines a lot brighter. The update is that I feel like I have purpose again. The update is that I wake up excited to see what the day is going to bring me. And the final update is that I can let things go and I can just let things be. That despite all the things that might be going on in my life, things that I could bitch about, things that I could complain about, things that really hurt, right? Things that I'm going through, I am still finding a way to wake up every day and enjoy my fucking life. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. 4 weeks of being on the max dose of antidepressants and your girl is good.
Girlies are on antidepressants, let me know if you feel the same. If I drink, like I literally drink that much, right? I already feel it, like I have to pee, like it's burning down there. Like I cannot control myself. That's how much I drink and I already am drunk.
I don't know why I resisted taking antidepressants for so long, because it's changed my life, and I wish I could go back and like take it a year ago when I was like bawling constantly and just like so stressed out. Like I was diagnosed with PCOS because I'm stressed. Like I could not handle stress. I was just a miserable person to be around because I was like so upset. Everyone annoyed me. I hated happy-go-lucky people. I felt stuck just like in life, and I felt so alone and just like overwhelmed. Like it felt like I had like 50 open tabs in my brain. It was a lot. So overwhelmed. And all I could think of was, okay, go to the gym, eat right. And then I would get so frustrated because I'm like, I'm doing those things and it's not working. My skin was awful. Everything was just really bad. I had no relationships in my life, none. And then I got on medication and my life has gotten literally so much better. Like, it's not the only thing that I've changed, but it's helped me so much.
Would you believe me if I told you that I was on antidepressants for 6 months and it took me almost a year to get my emotions back? Bro, something people don't tell you, or they don't tell you enough about antidepressants, is that they make a base level, okay? A base level of feeling. And what happens is, yes, it makes the lows come up to this base level. It means they're not so low anymore. But what it also does, which nobody talks about apart from my therapist, which told me this after it happened to me, is that it takes the highs down to this level as well. I was in first year of uni at the time, I'm in third year now, but I was literally just walking around the kitchen, walking around my halls. This was in lockdown as well, so it was like really difficult to deal with. And nothing was getting through to me. Life was just like a state of being. I was just existing, but it was almost like that was all I was doing. I wouldn't laugh at jokes, I couldn't put a smile on my face, like nothing was going on in my head. Definitely preferred it to the state I was in before because I'd gone through some shit and some trauma and I wasn't feeling great. It really did help even me out, but it really needs to be talked about more, the fact that it can bring you from up here to here. And I don't think enough people realise that. And not only that, but why did it take me so long to get my emotions back? I was numb for a solid 6 more months. I slowly began to get my emotions back. In that period of time, I didn't cry for an entire year. And I think there's something to be said for that. Like, these are dangerous chemicals. So it's like, yeah, you're not feeling the pain anymore. You're not feeling the resentment, the depression, the anxiety, but you're also not feeling any of the other mirroring positive emotions too. Don't get me wrong, this can be great for some people. Like for me, that was a massive break from what I was feeling. But even after I stopped taking them for 6 months, I was still like, damn, where are my emotions? I started writing a guide on how to reduce anxiety and cope with overthinking, and that's going to be available on the 10th of May. For now, there's a free guide on how to be happy. The link is in my bio. Let me know if you like this kind of casual content style as well, because I might do more. Follow me for more advice.
The worst part about starting antidepressants is that the actual effects don't start for a couple weeks, but the side effects, they start immediately. Like, you're telling me I have to shit constantly and I'm still depressed?
Why did I go my entire life unmedicated? Why did I resist antidepressants for so fucking long? I feel great. I feel like I could conquer the world. You know that last Saturday I slept for 22 hours? I forced myself to sleep for 22 hours. I didn't want to be awake. Do you want to see my to-do list this weekend? This is my to-do list after taking Wellbutrin. I'm just so thankful that I can feel like this, that I could just feel okay. I could just wake up and feel okay. I have felt so down and depressed for so long that feeling how I feel right now doesn't even seem like this is real life. It seems like I'm dreaming, and I'm so thankful I could actually cry. That's my update. This is my day 4 on Wellbutrin. I really wish I would have got help sooner.
Here are some things I did not know were anxiety symptoms until I got on anti-anxiety medication. The first one is reactivity. Now looking back, I realized that this was caused by my level of anxiety at all times. And so I think my threshold for dealing with things that upset me was so low. And now I feel like you could stand and scream at me and I would just be like, okay, crazy, and walk away. But before, I would snap like this at family or my partner at the time or whatever if they said something that I didn't like or that was hurtful. This is basically reactivity, but just in a different, manifesting in a different way. I would sob so much more, and now I'm on an antidepressant, so obviously that fixed that. But if my partner at the time, or let's say I had a friend issue, I would literally hysterically sob all night or whatever. I cannot remember the last time I cried like that. I've cried over things, but I wiped some tears. I used to on the floor, couldn't catch my breath, sob, and I haven't done that in I don't even know how long. My next one is just my ability to think about things in such a more rational light, because my anxiety level is not so high and creating that extra noise in my head. So now if there's something that's bothering me, or somebody did something that I didn't agree with, I can just process it so much easier and like take my time and just think things through really clearly. And I have so much less like confrontation or disagreements in my life because of it, I feel like. And the last one is that I literally just like my life more. Like, and I don't want to credit this all to medication because I've done so much work on myself. I've been in therapy for almost 4 years, and that has a lot to do with it. But when I started medication, I just started to enjoy life so much more. I just didn't see things with such a pessimistic lens. And yeah, now it's pretty hard to like really get me bothered and upset about something. The reason I make this video is not to say that this kind of medication is for everybody, but like it's to kind of just put it out there that like anxiety medication isn't only for people who are like having panic attacks or can't get out of bed. If you're having like a lot of relationship issues or platonic or romantic or familial, or you're just having a really hard time like walking through life in a happy way, therapy is always the first step. But anxiety meds, so helpful.
Yeah, I've been on fluoxetine, however you say it, for the past 3 weeks. And let me tell you, my psychiatrist was holding on this one. She was like, you know what? This is going to be the last resort. Because this shit right here, oh, is this what you guys feel like when you guys are happy and all fucking ready to live life? Like, not depressed? Rainbows and sunshines. That's all I see is rainbows and sunshines. I'm like, this whole time, you've been holding on this Prozac, like, for what? I mean, it does wear off. And then I start to sink back into those thoughts, you know, I just want to, but the next day, we take it again, and we're at 100% again. 10 out of 10, would recommend.
Yeah. And I think the SSRIs are the devil. What? You don't think?
I so vehemently agree with you.
Okay.
But I guess once you endorse Trump, you can just say it all now, right?
No, I think selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors are zombify people, and change their personality and make them not who they are. Terrible.
They're so common.
Yes. I think we should revisit whether this is actually good. I disagree with you. The SSRIs are, like, I'm not saying that no one should ever be subscribed SSRIs, but giving them out like candy is crazy.
If you have been thinking about going on anxiety meds, I want you to hear this. They can truly be so life-changing. A year ago this time, I was struggling so much with my anxiety. It would just be so overwhelming, and I would get hit with these terrible nausea spells, and I was so nervous about having another one of those spells that I really just started limiting what it was I was doing with my life. I didn't want to say yes to things. I didn't want to be anywhere that I could have that feeling, that nausea, that nervousness, all of it. So I made my life very small. In February, I made the tough decision to go on SSRIs. My therapist had been urging me to do it for a while, and at my primary care appointment with my doctor, I just kind of had this breakdown and realized I deserved to feel better, and I deserved to live my life again. It's now been about 10 months, and I truly just don't recognize that person I was a year ago. I have been able to say yes to so many more things, all because I have this tool, this thing that balances me out and is what I need. I share this because I was so nervous about going on meds. I just had never done that and just wasn't sure what to expect, and there was a lot I was scared of. And 1 year later, all I can think is I really do wish this is something I would have done before. So if this is something you are thinking about, I definitely encourage you to explore your options, to see what's best for you, and know that whatever you are currently living with, it doesn't have to be like that. it can get better. And I really hope it does for you.
I started Lexapro like a month ago, and this shit is crazy. I've had anxiety literally since the day I was born. I have talked to more people these past 5 days than I have in the last probably 6 months total. I'm literally like saying things to strangers. I have never done that in my life, ever. I don't talk to people. And I have socialized 5 days in a row with no anxiety. Like, I literally cancel every single plan ever. But I have done all the plans I've made for the past 5 days. Is this like how normal people have just like always lived their lives? Because this is crazy.
Antidepressants gave me depression. I know what you're thinking, that's bullshit, right? I didn't have depression when I went on the antidepressants. I had a severe form of OCD, which was why I was put on them in the first place. And I was put on them when I was 16, which in itself kind of isn't great because you're not actually supposed to go on an antidepressant unless you're 18. The exception for that is OCD, but there haven't been a huge amount of studies done on kind of adolescents on antidepressants, which means that the kind of development and maturing whilst on them is sort of unknown, and the risks of extremely intrusive negative thoughts are greater when you are under 18, which is why it's not recommended that you go on them. But my psychiatrist at the time thought it would be the best thing to do, so I went on them. And don't get me wrong, I was struggling with the OCD and a couple of other things, and I was struggling, but it wasn't awful. And then I went on the antidepressants and didn't really think they were working, so up the dose and up the dose and up the dose, which just increased the side effects massively, but didn't actually, solve the problem. It just made me so much worse, and I got lower and lower and lower, and it was just really, really catastrophic and really damaging because I'd gone on to such a high dose and the side effects had just gone mad. But then because I thought I was getting worse, I didn't want to come off them because I thought if I was like this while I'm on them, there's no way I could cope when I'm off them, when in actual fact, coming off them was the best thing I ever could have done. And even though I'm off them now, I was on them for a long time and they caused quite a lot of sort of irreversible side effects and things that I'm still working my way through now. And I know everyone has a completely different experience with them, but this is my personal experience and this is what I have found, and I know there's quite a lot of other people who have experienced the same thing where they've done a lot more harm than good, and they didn't even fix the OCD. I still have a bit of OCD now, but the thing that's helped that the most is the therapy. The antidepressants that I was actually they were used for the OCD didn't actually do anything for the OCD, they just gave me other things to deal with. So let me know if you've had a better experience, a worse experience, a similar experience. I'd really like to know. And please just respect that this is my own personal journey with them.
I just want to talk about one thing that I feel like not a lot of people talk about on here the most. I am 5 days into starting an antidepressant, Lexapro 5 milligrams, the lowest dose you could possibly go on, okay? Lowest dose. When I say it is not for the weak, it is not for the weak. And it's kind of like messed up because like our brains are so fucked up to go onto these things. And when it makes you like really worse, it kind of like backpedals you and like kind of makes you feel like you're literally going insane. Like my savior right now has been Reddit. My husband trying to have like back me up on this and like explain to me like give it time. But when I say like it is not for the weak, it is not for the weak. Like the irritable feeling I feel right now, the like brain fog where it feels like I have air in my brain, where like I would say maybe this is what dementia feels like, I don't know, but like I can't remember shit. Extreme anxiety, the jittery feeling like you kind of constantly keep moving, and then that feeling like you want to come out of your skin, and you just feel like chemically unbalanced. And it's not like when you stop an antidepressant, you get like the brain zaps. Like this is different. Like right now, like I don't even want to drive by myself. That's how like fucked up I feel. But like everything always says, like give it 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Like like I just wish there was like a miracle drug that would like you take it and like boom, your depression's gone, boom, your anxiety is gone. But like no, it's not like that. Like things have to take time to work, and like it's just like I feel like if more people like expressed how they felt when they went on antidepressants, because there's so many people who are afraid of it, which I totally get. You don't want to like, you know, go into that realm of feeling like this and trial and error and stuff like that. I'm not doing trial and error. I went on something that like I was on previous when I was younger. I was on 20 milligrams when I was younger. I started on 5 milligrams, but you just it's kind of like one of those situations where you just got to like let it just do its job. But like people like extreme anxiety, extreme panic disorders, OCD, ADHD is what I have, all combined into one. It's not easy, but like I just feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel for this. But to get there, like it is hard. It is really hard. So if you're one of those people who just started one and you think you're like feeling insane right now, you are not alone. Just keep doing what you have to do. We will all get there at one point. It's not a race, but rest. Take the time to do something for yourself. Self-love is the best love, and pray this shit works for real.
Worst part about starting anxiety medicine is that you don't have any anxiety anymore, which means you're most likely gonna have those who don't know you thinking that you're off your fucking rocker. Before, you had all this social anxiety, you were scared to be yourself, and now you're on anxiety medicine and everyone probably assumes it's coke because you just don't give a fuck. But moral of the story, honestly, do it. Anxiety medicine saved my life. Like those of you that probably think I'm on 10 out of 10 recommend talking to your doctor and getting on a medication that's right for you. I sound like a commercial. Effects may cause serious illness like liver disease and death.
I decided this summer to go off of my SSRI. I was feeling really good. I was feeling like I had control over things. I was feeling like, you know, is this medication really helping me? The whole thing. I got cocky. I was in Ibiza. I was with my girlfriends. I was feeling really good. I was falling in love. And I felt like, I don't need this, or let's try without it, or I don't know. Is it really helping me? So I weaned myself off of it. I was seeing the world in black and white. I realized by going off of the medication that not only was the medication treating anxiety that I know I've had literally since I was born, but when you have the contrast of experiencing life in color and then all of a sudden life is in black and white, it is a very sobering realization that you don't have to live this way.
I've been on antidepressants for 2 months. Here's what's changed. So first of all, I stopped crying. Seriously, I would cry every single day, multiple times a day. It didn't alarm me because I'm a Cancer and I'm very sensitive. I'm an empath, so crying for me was a very regular occurrence. But yeah, I stopped crying for everything. My emotional and mood regulation was insane. I didn't realize how moody and emotional I was until I started to take antidepressants, because I realized that if before I'd be watching a movie and I'd get really emotional, now I do still get emotional, but I don't feel it. You know, like I can be cognizant of the feeling, but I'm not experiencing it as if it's actually happening to me. I would go through a whirlwind of emotions, even if I saw like a sad commercial. I feel like I'm functioning like a baseline human being. What I mean by that is I feel like me on antidepressants is how people feel all the time, just like at their baseline. I had no energy, even though I could be cognizant of wanting to get something done or being motivated to be the best version of myself. I literally could not find the energy to do anything at all. I feel like I'm just like a regular functioning person where I can attach A to B and realize like logically if I want B to happen, I have to do A, and I can actually get myself to do A, if that makes sense. I am happy for no reason. Before I was on antidepressants, I really needed like an extravagant event or life occurrence to make me happy. But now I can wake up and just be grateful that I'm alive and be like happy about a new day. And that is absolutely bonkers to me because I didn't know people were out here just being happy for no reason. I thought we had to like have all our shit together to be happy, which takes me to my next change, which is that my gratitude practice has improved greatly. I find it so much easier to be grateful now for the minute things in life, for the like everyday taken for granted things in life. It's made me happier, and it's made me just be a more grateful, content, happy person than someone who is constantly just focused on the negative or what they don't have. I have so much energy. Like, I'm doing things I have never been able to get myself to do before. After I started to take antidepressants, I started running and actually enjoying it and loving it. And I just ran my first 5K and it was incredible. And that was after 3 hours of working like 12-hour days, waking up at 5 a.m. And I still woke up early and ran a 5K and came home feeling amazing and energized and like full of life. I'm able to get myself to do the everyday things that I did not have any energy to do, such as brushing my teeth, showering, laundry, dishes, running errands, getting out of the house. All of that has become so much easier. It has also greatly improved and helped my anxiety. So I find that I have less anxiety now, especially when I smoke, you know what? And it has been so nice not having those like intrusive thoughts, anxious thoughts, overthinking, especially because it's improved my confidence. And as a cause of all of this, I am no longer a people pleaser. For the most part, I've been working on my people pleasing for a while, but having this boost of like confidence and self-assurance has really helped me be more confident in saying no and being honest with how I feel. I don't even feel like I'm on a medication. I just feel like I'm a fully functioning normal human being. And for that, I am beyond grateful. Since getting on antidepressants, I have moved out into my own apartment, ran a 5K, got a job, and basically I feel like a brand new human being. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or if you want to know anything specific, let me know. Love you.